One out. Man on second, bottom of the seventh. 2 balls, no strikes. Roughing checks the runner on second. Gets inside the sticky, roughing stretches, roughing pitches, caught the inside corner, steer right, 1 at it, baby. No hitter up there. 1 out. Man on second, bottom of the seventh. 2 balls, 1 strike. Roughing checks the runner on second. Gets inside for sticky, roughing stretches, roughing pitches. Low and inside, ball 3. Come on, Red. Make him a hitter. In there all the time, Red.
Kate, please. My head is splitting.
I've told that boy 109 times. Eugene, stop banging the wall!
In a minute, Ma. This is for the World Series. 1 out. Bottom of the seventh. Roughing stretches, roughing pitches. High and inside, JoJo Moore 1. First and second. Mel Ott hooks up to the plate.
Can't he do that someplace else? I'll break his arm, that's where he'll do it. Eugene, I'm not going to tell you again, do you hear me?
Mom, Mel Ott is up. It's a crucial moment in World Series history.
Ron Blanche has a splitting headache.
I don't want him to stop playing. It's just the banging.
He always does it when I'm studying. I have a big test in history tomorrow.
1 pitch, Mom. I think I can get him to pop up. I have my stuff today.
Your father will give you plenty of stuff when he comes home, you hear?
Right.
I want you inside now. Put out the water glasses.
I can do that.
Why? Is his arm broken? And I don't want any back talk, you hear?
Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Today's game will be delayed because of my Aunt Blanche's headache.
Blanche, that's enough sewing for the day. That's all I need is for you to go blind.
I just have this one edge to finish. Lori, darling, go help Aunt Kate with it.
2 more pages, all right, Mom? I have to finish the Macedonian War.
Always studying that one. She's going to have some head on her shoulders. Eugene!
I'm coming.
Wash your hands.
They're clean. I'm wearing the glove. I hate my name. Eugene Morris Jerome. It's the second worst name ever given to a male child. The first worst is Haskell Fleischman. How am I ever going to play for the Yankees with a name like Eugene Morris Jerome? I mean, you have to be a Joe, or a Tony, or a Frank. I should have been born Italian. All the best Yankees are Italian. My mother makes spaghetti with ketchup. What chance do I have?
Almost due, Mom.
All right, darling, don't get up too quickly.
You have better color today, sweetheart. Did you get a little sun this morning?
I walked down to the beach.
Very slowly, I hope.
Yes, Mom.
That's good.
She gets all this special treatment because the doctor says she has kind of a flutter in her heart. I got hit with a baseball right in the back of the skull. Saw through everything for a week, and I still had to carry a block of ice home every afternoon. Girls are treated like queens. Maybe that's what I should have been born. An Italian girl.
Eugene!
What?
How many times have I told you not to leave your things around the house?
109.
What?
You said yesterday. I told you 109 times not to leave things around the house.
Don't be fresh to your mother, Eugene.
Was I fresh? I swear to God, that's what she said to me yesterday. Someday, I'm going to put this all in a book or a play. I'm going to be a writer like Green Lardner or somebody. And of course, if things don't work out first with the Yankees, or the Cubs, or the Red Sox, or possibly the Tigers. And if it gets down to the St. Louis Browns, I'll definitely be a writer.
Mom, can I have a glass of lemonade?
It'll spoil your dinner, darling.
A small glass. It couldn't hurt her.
All right. In a minute, Angel.
I'll get it. I'm in the kitchen anyway.
Can you believe that? She'd better have a bad heart or I'm going to kill her one day. Listen, I hope you don't repeat what I'm telling you to anybody. What I'm telling you are my secret memoirs. It's called The Unbelievable, Fantastic, and Completely Private Thoughts of I, Eugene Morris Jerome. And this, the 15th year of his life here, 1937, in the community of Brighton, Borough of Brooklyn, Kings County, City of New York, Empire State, of the American nation.
A roller skate on my kitchen floor. Do you want me dead? Is that what you want?
I didn't leave it in there.
No, then who? Lori or Glenn? To see them on skates? Take this upstairs. Come here.
Don't hit my skull. I have a concussion.
What would you tell your father if he came home and I was dead on the kitchen floor?
I'd say, don't go in the kitchen, Pa.
Get upstairs and don't come down with a dirty hand.
You see why I want to write this all down? In case I grow up all twisted and warped, the whole world will know why.
He's a boy. He's young. You should be glad he's healthy and active. Before the doctors found out what Lori had, she was the same way.
Never. Girls are different. When you and I were girls, we kept the house spotless. It was Ben and Ezra who drove Mama crazy. I've always been like that. I have to have things clean, just like Mama. I remember the day they packed up and left the house in Russia. She cleaned the place from top to bottom. She said no matter what the Cossacks did to us, when they broke into her house, they would have respect for the Jews.
Who were the Cossacks?
Same filthy bunches live across the street.
Across the street? You mean the Murphys?
All of them.
The Murphys aren't Russian?
The mother is nice. She's been very sweet to me.
Her windows are so filthy, I thought she had black curtains hanging inside.
I was in their house. It was very neat. Nobody could be as clean as you.
What business did you have in their house?
She invited me for tea.
To meet that drunken son of hers.
No, just the two of us.
7 years I'm living here. She never invited me for tea. Because she knows your situation. I know their kind. Remember what Mama used to tell us. Stay on your own side of the street. That's what they have gutters for.
That's what they have gutters for. My mother knew I was writing this all down. She'd stuff me like one of her chickens. I'd better explain what she meant by Aunt Blanche's situation. You see, her husband, Uncle Dave, died 6 years ago from this thing. They never say the word, they always whisper it. It was cancer. I think they're afraid if they said it out loud, God would say, I heard that. You said the dread disease. Just relax. I smite you down with it. There's some things grown-ups just won't discuss. For example, my grandfather. He died from diphtheria. Anyway, after Uncle Dave died, he left Aunt Blanche no money, not even insurance. And she can't support herself because she has asthma. So my big-hearted mother insisted we take her and her kids in to live with us. So they divided our room up into two smaller rooms. Me and my brother Stan live on this side, and Lori and her sister Nora on the other side. My father thought it would be just temporary, but it's been 3.5 years so far. I think because of Aunt Blanche's situation, my father's developing high blood pressure.
Have some more lemonade, darling.
Thanks, Aunt Kate.
Drink it slowly.
I will.
Blanche, that's enough sewing. Since 7 o'clock this morning.
I was just stopping.
You'll sew your fingers together.
It's getting dark anyway. I think I need new glasses.
My teacher says you should change them every 2 years.
Would it kill you to put a light on?
I don't have to run up electricity bills. I owe you and Jack enough as it is.
Have I asked you for anything? Do you see anybody starving around here? If I go hungry, you'll give me something from your plate.
Kate, I'm going to pay you and Jack back someday. I don't know when, but I keep my word.
From your lips to the Irish sweepstakes. Go in and taste the potatoes, see if they need salt.
Do you want me to put out the water glasses, or is Eugene going to do it?
Eugene! This is the last time I'm going to tell you!
Let's do the napkins, darling.
Because of her condition, I had to do twice as much work around here. If I could only make the Yankees, I'd be in St. Petersburg this winter. Her sister Nora isn't too bad. She's 16. At least she's not that bad to look at. To be absolutely honest, this was the year I first started noticing girls that weren't that bad to look at. Nora started developing about 8 months ago. I had the exact date written in my diary.
Mom! Lori! Aunt Kate! I got incredible news, everybody!
Hi, Nora.
Eugene, my sweet, adorable, handsome cousin. Wait till I tell you what's happened to me. I'm fainting. I'm absolutely fainting.
I felt her chest. When she grabbed me, I felt my first chest.
Everybody is time for the big news! What's all these excitement? You're all red in the face. Sit down, Mom, because I don't want you fainting on the floor. Sit down, Blanche.
Mom, sit down.
You too, Aunt. Okay, is everybody ready?
Stop dragging it out. The suspense is killing me.
Don't say things like that, Lori.
Can I hear what the girl has to say? Go ahead, darling.
Okay,
Here goes. I'm going to be in a Broadway show. It's a musical. Barbara. This man, Mr. Beckman, he's a producer. He came to our dancing class today and picked out 3 girls. We have to be at the Hudson Theater 10 o'clock Monday morning to audition for the dance director. But on the way out, he pulled me aside and said the job was as good as mine. I have to call him tonight. I may even have to go into town to talk to him about it. They start rehearsing a week from Monday, and then the show travels to Philadelphia, Wilmington, Washington, and comes to New York the second week in December. There are 9 big musical numbers, and there's going to be this big tank on stage that you can see through, and the grand finale takes place with the entire cast underwater. I mean, can you believe it? I'm going to be in a Broadway show, Mama.
What is she talking about?
Do I know? Am I her mother?
On Broadway, don't you have to sing and act?
I can sing.
No, you can't.
A little.
No, you can't.
I can carry a tune.
No, you can't.
Well, I probably won't have to. They're just looking for dancers.
On Broadway, you have to sing and
How
act.
would you know? You never even saw a Broadway show.
Did you tell him how old you were?
He didn't ask me.
He didn't ask if you were 16.
No, he just asked me to audition. My God, isn't anybody excited?
I am. It's the most fantastic thing I ever heard.
What? Somebody's excited.
My God, I'm going to be sleeping right next door to a showgirl.
How can you go to Philadelphia? What about school?
School. Mama, this is a Broadway show. This is what I want to do with my life. Algebra and English isn't going to help me on stage. Art, will you stay out of this?
You mean not finish high school? Not get a diploma? Do you know how hard it is today for a girl to find a good job without a high
But
school
I've
diploma?
got a job, and I'll be making more money than 10 girls with diplomas.
You don't have it yet. You still have to audition.
It's as good as mine. Mr. Beckman told me.
And what if you, God forbid, broke a leg? Or got heavy? How long do you think they'd keep you? Dancing is just for a few years. A diploma is forever. I know, I never had one. I know how hard it is today for a girl to find a good job without a high school diploma. But your Aunt Kate knows. Tell her, Kate.
It's very hard. Why did you send me to dancing school for 3 years? Why do I spend 4 hours a day on the subway, 5 days a week after school, with money that you make going half blind over a broken sewing machine? Why, Mama?
Because it's my pleasure. Because I know how you love it. Because you asked me.
I'm asking you something else, Mama. Let me do something for you now. I could be making $60 a week, maybe even more. In a couple of years when I got out of high school, I wouldn't make that much with a college diploma.
Look, I can't think now. It's almost dinner time. Uncle Jack will be home soon. We'll discuss it later.
But I have to know tonight, because I have to call Mr. Beckman and let him know if I can audition on Monday. At least let me audition. Let me first find out if they think I'm good enough. Please, don't say no until Monday.
It was a tense moment for everybody. I love tense moments. Especially when I'm not the one they're all tense about.
God knows we can use the money. We all owe Aunt Kate and Uncle Jack enough as it is. I think they have as much say in this as I do. How do you feel about it, Kate?
Me? I never voted before in my whole life. Why should I start with my own family? I have to heat up the potatoes.
Then we'll leave it up to Uncle Jack. We'll let him make the decision.
Why, Mama? I love him, but he's not my father.
Because I need help. Because I don't always know what the right thing to do is. Because I say so, that's why.
Eugene M. Jerome of New York cast 1 vote for yes. What I am about to tell you is so secret and private that I've left instructions for my memoirs not to be open until 30 years after my death. I, Eugene M. Jerome, have committed a mortal sin by lusting after my cousin, Nora. I can tell you all this because I'll be dead when you're reading it. If I had my choice between a tryout with the Yankees and actually seeing her bare breasts for 2.5 seconds, I have some serious thinking to do.
I need bread.
What?
I don't have enough bread. Run across the street to Green Glass and get me a fresh rye bread.
Again, I went to the store this morning.
So you'll go again this afternoon.
That's all I ever do, go to the store. When I grow up, all I'll be trained to do is go to the store.
You don't want to go? Never mind, I'll go.
Don't do that. Don't make me feel guilty, I'll go.
And get a quarter pound of butter.
I bought a quarter pound of butter this morning. Why don't you buy a half a pound at a time?
And suppose the house burned down this afternoon. Why do I need an extra quarter pound of butter?
If my mother taught logic in high school, this would be one weird country.
So what are you going to do?
I don't know. Leave me alone. Just sit there watching me.
It's mine as much as yours. I don't have to leave if I don't want
Would
to.
you have to sit there and stare at me? Can I have any privacy?
I'm staring at his face. I can help it if your body interferes. I bet you're worried.
How would you like it if your whole life depended on what your Uncle Jack decided? God, I wish Daddy were alive.
He would have said no. He was really strict.
Not with me. I mean, he was strict, but he was fair. If he said no, he always gave you a good reason. He always talked things out. Wish I could call him somewhere now and ask him what to do. 1 3-minute call to heaven is all I ask.
Well, ask Mom. She talks to him every night.
Who told you that?
She did. Every night before she goes to bed. She puts his picture and talks to him, and she pulls the blanket halfway up the picture and goes to sleep.
She does not.
She does too. Last time I had the big fever, I slept in the bed for both of them. In the middle of the night, my face fell on his picture and cut my nose.
You never told me that. Weird.
I can't remember him much anymore. I used to remember him real good. But now he disappears a little bit every day.
God, he was so handsome. Always dressed so dapper. His shoes always shine. I used to think he could have been a movie star like Gary Cooper, only very short. Most of all, I remember his pockets.
His pocket?
And when I was 6 or 7, he used to always bring me home a little surprise, like a Hershey or a top. And he'd tell me to go get it in his coat pocket. So I'd run to the closet and I'd put my hand in. I felt as big as a tent. I wanted to crawl in there and go to sleep. And there are all these wonderful things in there, like juicy fruit gum and spearmint lifesavers and crumbled bits of tobacco and pieces of cellophane and movie stubs and nickels and pennies and rubber bands and paper clips. And those gray suede gloves he always wore in the wintertime.
With the stitches down the fingers. I remember.
And then I found his coat in Mom's closet. And I put my hand in, and everything was gone. It was empty and dry clean. And it felt cold. And that's when I really knew he was dead. God, I wish we had our own house. I hate being a boarder. Listen, let's make a pact. The first one who earns enough money doesn't spend any on herself, but saves it all for a house, for you and me and Mom. That means every penny we get from now on, we save for the house. We can't buy anything. No lipstick, no magazines, no nail polish, no bubble gum, nothing. Is it a pact?
What about movies?
Movies too.
Starting when?
Starting today. Starting right now.
Can we start Sunday? I wanted to see The Thin Man.
Who's in it?
William Powell and Myrna Loy.
Okay, starting Sunday. I'll go with you Saturday.
Sid Lutman of Columbia awaits a snap from center. Snow's coming down in a near blizzard. He gets it. He fades back. He passes. And Lutman's got it. Lutman catches his own pass. He's on the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20. It's a touchdown. Columbia wins. They defeat the mighty Crimson of Harvard 13-12. Just listen to the crowd.
Gee, stop that yelling! I have a cake in the oven!
Hey, Eugene. Oh, hi, Stan. My brother, Stan. You like it? He's okay. What are you doing home so early?
Is Pop home yet?
No? Did you ask about the tickets?
What ticket?
For the Yankee game. You said your boss knew this guy could get passes. You didn't ask him?
Me and my boss had other things to talk about. Look, I'm in trouble, Huge. I mean, really big trouble.
This shocked me. Stan's the type of guy who talks himself out of trouble. Any kind of trouble. What kind of trouble?
You got fired today.
Fired? You mean for good?
You don't get fired temporarily. It's permanent. It's lifetime firing.
Why? What happened?
It was on account of Andrew, the colored guy who sweeps up. He was cleaning the floor in the stockroom, and he put his broom against the table to put some junk in the trash can. And the broom slipped. Knocked a can of linseed oil over the table and ruined 3 brand new hats right out of the box. $9 Stetsons. But it wasn't Andrew's fault. He didn't put the linseed oil there, right?
Right.
Anyway, Stroheim sees the oily hats and he gets crazy. He says to Andrew the hats are going to have to come out of his salary. That's $27. So Andrew starts to cry.
He cried?
42 years old. He's bawling all over the stockroom. I mean, the man hadn't got too much furniture upstairs anyway, but he's real sweet. Brings me coffee, always laughing, telling jokes. I never understand them, but I laugh anyway. Make him feel good, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I said to Mr. Strom, I didn't think that was fair. It wasn't Andrew's fault.
You said that to him?
Sure, why not? He says, well, you want to pay for the hats, Big Mouth? I say, no, I don't want to pay for the hats. He says, then mind your own business, Big Mouth.
Holy mackerel.
He's looking at me like machine gun bullets are coming out of his eyes, and he calmly sends Andrew over to the factory to pick up 3 new hats, which is usually my job. So guess what Mr. Strom tells me to do?
What?
Tells me to sweep up. He says, well, this week I'm the cleaning man.
I can't believe it.
Everybody in the place is watching me to see what I'm going to do. Even Andrew stopped crying and watched. I felt the dignity of everyone who worked in that store was in my hands. So I gritted my teeth and I picked up the broom. There's this big pile of dirt in the middle of the floor.
Yeah?
I swept it all over Mr. Stroheim's shoes. Andrew just finished shining this morning, if you want to talk about irony.
I'm dying. I'm actually dying.
Now you can see everybody in the place is about to bust a gut. Miss Mulcahy, the bookkeeper, can barely keep her false teeth in her mouth. Andrew's eyes are hanging 5 inches out of their sockets.
It's the greatest story in the history of the world.
So he grabs me, pulls me into his back office, closes the door, and pulls down the shades. He gives me this whole speech how he was brought up in Germany to respect his superiors. That if he ever did such a thing like you do, they would beat me in their cup until he carried me a
That's
bait.
perfect. You've got him down perfect.
Yeah, but we're not in Germany, old
You
buddy.
said that to him?
No, to myself. I didn't want to go too far.
I was wondering.
Anyway, he says how he's always liked me and always thought I was a good boy. That he'd give me one more chance. He wants a letter of apology. And if that letter of apology is on his desk by 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, I can consider myself fired.
I would have had a heart attack. What did you say?
Well, I said I didn't want to apologize if Andrew still had to pay for the hats. He said that was between him and Andrew, and he expected a letter from me this morning. So I said goodnight, walked out of his office and left. 10 minutes early.
You're sweating. I swear to God, you're sweating all over.
I don't know why I did it. I just got so mad. It just wasn't fair. If you give in when you're 18 and a half years old, you'll give in for the rest of your life, don't you think?
I suppose so. So, what's the decision? Are you going to write the letter?
No.
Positively?
Positively. Except I'll have to discuss it with Pop. I know he needs the money, but he once told me how you always have to do what you think's right in this world. Stand up for your principles.
What if he thinks you're wrong? That you should write the letter?
He won't. He'll leave it up to me. I know it.
What if he says, write the letter?
Well, that's something we won't know till after dinner, will we?
All in all, it was shaping up to be one heck of a dinner. I'll say this, though. I always had a two-way thing about my brother. Either I worshipped the ground he walked on, or I hated him so much I wanted to kill him. Guess you know how I feel about him today.
All day it takes to bring home bread? Give your Aunt Blanche the butter. She's waiting.
That was a whole and a half hour ago. I was talking to Stan.
Hey, I got a letter from Rosalind Weiner. Remember her? She moved to Manhattan. They live up on Central Park West.
Why not? Her father was a gangster. Her mother was worse. Don't I get a kiss hello?
No. Thought I'd save them all up and give you a giant one on Christmas.
We don't have Christmas. I'll take it now, thank you. A hug, too? When do I ever get a hug from you? You must have done something wrong.
Too smart for me, Mom. Robbed the barbershop today.
Is that why you look so tired? You don't get enough sleep, running around all night with your 200 girlfriends.
130. That's all I have, 130.
How do you get any work done?
I get it done.
And your boss doesn't say anything to you about being tired?
About being tired? No, he doesn't.
Did you ask him about Thursday?
What?
You were going to ask him about getting paid Thursday so I can pay Greenblatt on Friday. Saturday's a holiday.
No, I forgot. I'll ask him tomorrow.
Well, if it's a problem, don't ask him. Greenblatt can wait. Your boss is more important.
Well, that's not true, Mom. My boss is no more important than Mr. Greenblatt.
Oh, God! If things weren't bad enough, and now this. The ultimate tragedy. Liver and cabbage for dinner. A Jewish medieval torture. My friend, Marty Gregorio, an A student in science, said that cooked cabbage can be smelled farther than sound, traveling for 7 minutes. If these memoirs are never finished, you know it's because I gagged to death one night in the middle of supper. You're all witnesses. I was sitting here, right? I'll get blamed for that anyway.
I'm all right. Just let me sit a minute. Didn't I tell you to get out of that hot kitchen? I can't breathe in there and I don't have asthma. Nora, Lori, come help your mother. I'm sick about the plates. Don't worry about them. I'll replace the plates. Plates I can get anywhere. I only have one sister. What happened? Another asthma attack. Lori, don't run. Nora, maybe you better get the doctor. I don't need doctors. This is no climate for you near the beach. Well, you need it someplace dry. Arizona, Mama. Should I get a doctor? No doctors. I'm better. It's going away. I can still hear the whistle. You shut up. Nora, go help Aunt Kate in the kitchen. I broke her good plate. Never mind. Eugene will do it. Nora, you go get your mother's medicine. Lori, you sit there quiet and watch your mother. You look pale as a ghost. Eugene!
Come in here and help me.
Mrs. Christie, how are you?
In a minute, Mom. Pop's home. I would now like to introduce my father and a real hard worker. He was born at the age of 42. Hey, Pop. How you doing, Pop?
How am I doing?
Let me get this box for you, Pop.
They're too heavy. You'll hurt yourself.
All right, get it easy. All right, just gotta get a good grip.
I need to sit a few minutes.
Are you okay, Pop?
I'm resting, that's all. Give me a glass of cold water.
I'll be out for the other box in a minute, Pop. I don't know how he does it. King Kong couldn't lift these. You know what's in here? Noisemakers and party favors. Pop sells them to hotels and nightclubs after he gets through with his regular work, which is cutting material for ladies' raincoats.
Did you do your homework today?
Not all of it. Mom sent me to the store 15 times. Amos and Andy's on tonight.
Do your homework, then we'll discuss Amos and Andy.
Here's your medicine, Mom. Lori, go get some water. Lori shouldn't be running.
I'll get it, Nora.
You sure you don't mind?
No trouble at all. 2.5 seconds. That's all I have.
When are you going to speak to Uncle Jack, Mom?
When I speak to him, that's when I'll speak
Tonight.
to
I
him.
have to get tonight.
I'll see. If he's not too tired, I'll talk to him tonight.
Jack's home. We'll leave in 10 minutes. Nora, darling, go get Stanley. How's your mother, Lori?
Much better. The whistle stopped.
What's wrong? Eugene said you were holding your chest.
I wasn't holding my chest.
You have to carry that box every day, back and forth to the city. You don't work hard enough,
You
Jack.
want the box? It's yours. Keep it. I don't need it anymore.
What do you mean?
Delmar's party favors went out of business. They closed him out. The man is bankrupt.
Oh, my God.
He didn't even warn me it was coming.
You told me he lived up on Riverside Drive with a view of the river. A $300 a month apartment he had. A man like that.
You're the ones you think go bankrupt. You live in a cold water flat on Delancey Street. Bankruptcy is the one thing God spares you.
All right, you can always find good in something. You don't have to lug that box every day. You don't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning. We can all eat dinner at a decent hour. You still have your job with Jacobson. We won't starve.
I can't make ends meet with what I make at Jacobson's. Not with 7 people to feed.
They'll hear you. We'll talk later.
I can't get by with that extra $25 a week. I can't pay rent, insurance, and clothing, and food for 7 people. Christmas and New Year's alone, I made $150.
Stop it, Jack. You'll only make yourself sick.
He didn't even pay me for the week, the bastard. 5 salesmen are laid off, and he's going to a Broadway show tonight. I stuffed every hat and noisemaker I could carry in that box and walked out of there. At his funeral, I'll put on a pointy hat and blow a horn, the bastard.
Don't talk like that. Something will come up. You'll go to temple this weekend. You'll pray all day Saturday.
There's men in that temple who've been praying for 40 years. You know how many prayers I have to get answered before my turn comes up?
Your turn will come up. God has time for everybody.
Here's your water, Aunt Blanche.
Thank you, darling.
Where's Nora?
She went upstairs to call Stanley for dinner.
Hey, Lori, you want to take a walk with me on the beach tonight?
I have homework. What do you want to walk with me for?
You, me, and Nora. I just felt like taking a walk.
I think Nora has a date with Larry Clerman.
Larry Clerman? She likes Larry Clerman.
I don't know. Ask her yourself.
Larry Clerman is my father's age.
He's 20.
Same thing. You think he's good looking?
I don't think anybody's good looking.
Larry Clerman? He doesn't even have a chin. His tie comes all the way through his teeth.
Eugene, where's your father's water?
I'm coming. Coming. Now I've got Larry Clerman to contend with. Here's your water, Pop. I had to put ice in it.
Don't drink so fast.
Do you have time to look at my sneakers, Pop?
What does he want to look at your sneakers for?
They have no soles. It's hanging on by a tiny piece of rubber. I have to clinch my toes when I go out for a fly ball.
I bought you new sneakers last month.
Last year, Pa. Not last month. I can only wear them 2 hours a day because my toes can't grow in them.
This is no time to talk to your father about sneakers. He's got enough on his mind. Turn the light down on the liver. We'll talk about this tonight. We'll eat a nice dinner, relax, and when everyone's asleep, we'll figure things out calmly. I don't like it when you get upset.
Kate, you think she'll ever get married?
Blanche?
She's not unattractive. I see men look at her on the beach. What does she want to waste her life in this house for?
Well, she's raising 2 children.
Why doesn't she ever go out? She wants to meet people. I know plenty of single men.
Blanche isn't the type to get married.
She was married once, wasn't she? Those are the type that get married.
Dave was different. She's not interested in other men.
What about that Murphy fellow across the street? He's plenty interested, believe me.
That drunk? The man can't find his way into the house at night. He slept in the doorway once, in the rain. He was there when I went out to get the milk.
He's got a good paying job, lives alone with his mother. So he takes a drink on a Saturday night. Maybe what he needs is a good woman.
Not my sister. Let him find someone lying in the next doorway. I don't want to discuss this anymore.
Man,
I talked to you. Are you busy? I wanted to talk to you.
That's funny. I wanted to talk to you.
About what?
I need a favor real bad. And you're the only one who can help me.
What is it?
Well, when Pop comes home tired, he doesn't pay much attention to me or Eugene, but he's different with you. He's always interested in what you have to say.
Really? I hope so.
Sure, you never noticed that?
No, not really. What's the favor?
May sound dumb, but do you think at dinner you could steer the conversation in a certain direction?
What direction?
Something like how much you admire people who stand up for their principles.
What people?
Any people. The important word is principles. If you could mention it 3 or 4 times, I'd be very
3 or
grateful.
4 times?
It'll be easy. I'll mention someone like Abraham Lincoln. And you look up and say, now there's a man who really stood up for his
I
principles.
have my own things to bring up at dinner. I don't really want to get into a conversation about Abraham Lincoln.
Not his whole life, just his principles.
Well, why would I do a stupid thing like that?
Because as of tomorrow, I'm unemployed. Unless someone other than me mentioned sticking up for principles.
What happened? Did you get fired?
Will be, unless I write Kaiser Wilhelm a letter of apology. It's really up to my old man. I decided to do whatever he tells me.
When are you going to ask him?
Tonight, right after dinner.
Tonight? Does it have to be tonight?
That's the deadline. I have to give my answer to Mr. Strawn tomorrow.
Can't you ask him in the morning?
He gets up at 5:30. Mother has to line his shoes up at night because he can't make decisions at 5:30. What's wrong, Nora?
I don't see what you have to complain about. At least you have a father who's alive and around the house to make decisions. You don't know when you're well off, Stanley. Sometimes you make me sick.
Chapter 7, The Infamous Dinner. It started out like a murder mystery in Blenheim Castle. No one said a word, but everyone looked suspicious. It was so quiet you could hear the food going down Laurie's esophagus. Everybody had one eye on their plate and the other eye on Pop. Except me. I sat opposite Nora. I kept dropping my napkin. A lot. So I could get a look at those virginal, creamy white legs. She must have been really deep in thought, though, because she left herself unguarded a few times, and I got to see halfway up her thighs led to the Golden Palace, the Himalayas.
Eugene! Keep your napkin on your lap. Stop daydreaming.
Stanley knew what I was doing because he was the one that taught it to me. But he was busy with his own problems like everyone else. You could hear the clock ticking. Tension in the air was so thick you could cut it with a knife, which is more than I could say for the liver.
Ketchup? Mustard? Pickles?
I'm through. All the dessert.
Finish your liver.
I'm finished. You see the liver on my plate?
You buried it under your mashed potatoes. I know your trick. Look how Laurie ate hers.
I had a major problem. One more bite and I would have thrown up all over the table. That's a sight Nora would have remembered forever. A diversion was my only escape from humiliation. So, how are things down at Stroheim, Stanley? I felt bad about that. And for the moment, attention had shifted away from my liver.
How long you been working here now?
Where?
Stroheim.
Stroheim? A year and a half, part-time, before I graduated high school, and a year since then.
So what's that?
2.5 years, counting part-time.
And he likes you?
Who?
Stroheim.
Yeah, usually I think he likes me. Sometimes I'm not sure.
You come in on time?
Yeah?
You do your work?
Yeah.
You get along with the other people?
Yeah.
So why shouldn't you like you? How much you making there now?
$17 a week.
It's time you moved up. Tomorrow you go in and ask him for a raise. You don't speak up, people take advantage of you. Tomorrow, you walk into his office. You're polite, you're respectful, but you're firm. You tell him you think they're worth another $5 a week.
$5?
Lock you $1.25. Settle for $2.50. I know how these things work, Stanley. You're a high school graduate. He's lucky he's got you.
No, I don't think this is time to ask for a raise, Pop. I think his wife is very sick.
You're afraid to ask him? You want me to take you by the hand and walk into his office and say my little boy wants a raise?
I'm not
Your
afraid.
father wouldn't ask you if he didn't think it was the right thing. Believe me, Stanley, now's the time to ask for it.
Mom, I think I'm a bone in my throat.
There are no bones in liver.
So what's new at dancing school, Nora?
Nothing is new. Mind your own business.
I'm just trying to introduce
Don't need your help. Will you tell her to be quiet, Mother? Laura, you may be excused if you're finished.
What happened at dancing school?
Nora received a very nice compliment from her teacher. She said Nora had professional potential.
He didn't say potential. Potential is the future. Mr. Beckman is interested in Nora's immediate present.
Isn't that something? Mr. Beckman is your teacher?
No, he's the most widely known and respected producer on Broadway.
Broadway. Imagine that. How are you doing at school otherwise?
I'm doing fine. She's doing very well.
I wish I was as smart as she is.
Isn't that the same Mr. Beckman who's producing a Broadway extravaganza? Abracadabra? I hear if a girl gets hired for a chorus of a show like that, not only is her career practically guaranteed, but the experience she gains is equal to a 4-year college education.
Eugene, that's enough.
Only a 4-year college education is equal to a 4-year college education.
You know, I don't think Abraham Lincoln ever went to college.
What about you, Laura? Feeling all right?
Yes, Uncle Jack.
You getting plenty of fresh air?
As much as I can hold in my lungs. Nora, did you tell Uncle Jack about the big tank filled with water?
Girls, let's let Uncle Jack finish his dinner. If we have something to discuss, we can discuss it later.
Somebody has something to discuss? There's a problem. This is the time to bring it up. This is a family hour.
What a great idea for a radio show. The Family Hour. Every Wednesday night, you hear a different family eating dinner and discussing their problems of the week. And you can hear different recipes. WEAF presents Dinner at Brighton Beach, starring the Jacob Jerome family. And featuring this week's specialty, liver and cabbage, brought to you by Xbox, the mild laxative.
The whole country's gonna hear about a 15-year-old boy gagging on liver.
Nobody has anything to discuss? If no one has any problems, I want to turn on the news.
Well, as a matter of fact,
What?
nothing.
Well, help the dishes.
You sit there and finish that liver.
I can't swallow it. It won't go down. Remember the lime bean catastrophe last month?
Why does he always talk like
Anyone want to
Sherlock
do-
Holmes story?
You're right.
What do you think you are?
Eat half of it.
It's half. You're both terrible.
A quarter of it. 2 bites.
1 bite. I know you. I'll eat 1 bite. You may need another bite. Take it to my room. I'll eat it tonight. I need time to chew
These
it.
are not times to waste food, Eugene. If you didn't want it, you shouldn't have
I
taken it.
didn't take it. They gave it to me. It got attached to the plate.
It's so important to everybody. I'll eat your liver, Eugene.
You will?
Seems to be the only thing this family cares about. Give me your liver so we can get on to more important things in our lives.
Nora's right. Take the liver away. If nobody likes it, why do you make it?
Because we can't afford a roast beef for 7 people.
I suddenly felt vulgar and cheap.
Stanley, turn on the news.
Lori, get off your feet. You look tired to me.
Can I talk to you a minute, Pop? Something really important.
More important than what's going on in Europe?
It's not more important, it's just coming up sooner.
Hitler's already moved into Austria. In a couple months, the whole world will be in it. What's wrong with this radio, Doobie?
Someone's been fooling around with it, haven't they, Eugene?
Why, Eugene? Pop had the news on last night.
He's talking about
Listening to the
Poland.
ball game this afternoon?
Dan, I don't want anyone touching this radio anymore, you understand?
Guess who's gonna get blamed for the war in Europe?
Eugene! Bring in the knife.
You really think there'll be war, Pop? I mean, America, too?
We're already in it. Not us, baby, but friends. Relatives. If you're Jewish, you've got a cousin suffering somewhere in the world.
Ida Kaczynski's family got out of Poland last month. Stories she tells about what's going on over there you don't even want to hear.
How many relatives do we have in Europe?
Enough. Uncles, cousins. I have a great aunt. Your father has nephews.
I have a cousin, Sholem, in Poland. His whole family.
Dave had relatives in Warsaw. That's where his mother was born.
Well, what if they came to America? Where would they live?
Who?
Your nephews, mom's uncles, and cousins. Would we take them in?
What God gives us to deal with, we deal with.
Yeah, but where would we put them?
What are you worrying about things like that now for? Go upstairs and work on your speech.
What speech?
How you're going to ask Mr. Stroheim for a raise tomorrow.
Can I talk to you later, Pop, after you've rested and read your paper?
Luke Garrett got 2 hits today. He's hitting .302.
Is that your paper? How many times have I told you don't read it till your father's finished?
I didn't break it. Print doesn't come off if I take a quick look at
Don't be fresh, your mother. Upstairs.
Pop?
Everybody.
I'll come down later, okay, Pop?
it. Come on, Stan. I have to talk to you anyway.
You're a pet. Anyone ever tell you you're a pet?
Yeah. I got a list in my room. Want to add your name to it?
Maybe you should lie down. There's nothing in that paper that's going to cheer you up.
What would we do, Kate? Where would we put them if they got off the boat and knocked on our door tomorrow? How would we feed them?
The boats didn't get here yet. I can't deal with boats that haven't landed yet.
Uncle Jack, I know you're tired and you have a lot of things on your mind, but the rest of my life may depend on your decision. And I have to know tonight because I have to call Mr. Beckman and let him know if I can go or not.
Who's Mr. Beckman?
The Broadway producer we talked about at dinner.
Abracadabra, remember?
Lori, upstairs this minute. Nora, not now. This isn't the time.
It's never the time. You won't make a decision and I don't have anyone else to talk to. I'll make my own decision if no one else is interested. I'm 16 and a half years old. I'll do what I want to do.
What is this all about?
Go on out, Jack. Talk to her.
Nora's right. I'll take care of it. It's my decision.
What are you going to tell her? That she can leave school? That she can forget about her future? Is that what you want to do?
What if I'm wrong? What if she's got talent? What is it I'm supposed to say?
You can't talk to me? It's all the same family, isn't it? I'm her uncle, for
She
God's
doesn't
sake.
need an uncle tonight. She needs a father. Go on. She'll tell you.
I never learned.
You mind if I sit with you?
I wrap my life up in Dave so much. I never learned to be their mother.
If you want to talk, we'll talk. If not, not.
We have enough mothers here. This is a family. The world doesn't survive without families. Lori, do your homework. Blanche, make me some tea. You're the only one here who knows how to make decent tea.
Listen, Nora. I know what it's like not to be heard.
You do?
I grew up in a family of 4 children. My father, before he died, never could remember our names. My older brother was the big one. I was the little one. My brother Saul was the rotten one. Eddie was the skinny one.
Who am I?
You're the pretty one. So what's the problem?
I don't know. It doesn't seem to be very important now.
I've never seen you cry over something that wasn't important. I'm not your father, Nora. It's not my place to make decisions for you. But I can't offer advice. Advice is free. If it doesn't fit, you can return it.
Well, can we walk down the block?
Sure. We'll take a look at the ocean. My father always used to say, throw your problems out to sea and the answers will wash up on shore.
Did they?
Not in Brighton Beach. Mostly orange peels and watermelon pits washed up. That's why it's good to take along someone who knows how to give advice.
Will you stop that? I'm trying to think.
I'm glad I don't have your problems.
Okay, how'd you like an official American League baseball in your mouth?
Stanley, I've got to talk to you. I mean, a really serious, important talk.
Everybody in this house has to have a talk with somebody. Take a number off the wall and wait your turn.
I had this dream last night. It was about this girl. I can't tell you her name, but she was gorgeous. We were kissing really hard and rubbing up against each other. I felt this tremendous build-up coming, like at the end of the 39 steps. Then all of a sudden there was this explosion, like a dam burst. Everything rushed and flowed out to sea. It was the greatest feeling I ever had in my life. When I woke up, I was
All wet.
yeah! How'd you know?
It was a wet dream. You had a wet dream. I have them all the time.
Oh, you do? You mean there's nothing wrong with you if it happens?
You mean you never had one before?
Yeah, but I slept through it.
Did you ever try to do it by yourself?
What do you mean?
Well, didn't you ever... diddle with yourself?
No, never!
Baloney, I hear you. You diddle 3-4 times a week.
You're crazy! What do you mean? Diddle.
There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody does it, especially at our age. It's natural.
What do you mean? Everybody. You know other guys who do it?
Every guy I know does it. Except Pascal Fleischman, the fat kid. He does it with other guys.
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
You can't grow up without doing it. Your voice won't change.
Where do you get this from? Is it in a medical book or something?
It's puberty.
What?
Puberty. You never heard that word before? Don't you read books?
Yeah, The Citadel by A.J. Cronin. He never mentioned anything about puberty.
Even Pop did it.
Pop? Our Pop? Pop? Diddle?
I'm not saying he still does. He's married. But when he was a kid, 14, 15, the whole world did.
President Roosevelt, too.
They are the worst. They diddle from morning till night. They're in their dorm rooms at college, drinking beer and diddling.
Stanley, this is the most useful information you have ever taught me. What about girls?
5 times as much as boys.
5 times! There's an actual figure. Where do you get this from?
Pick it up. You learn it. It's handed down from generation to generation. It's our culture spread.
5 times as much? Some don't even say hello to you and they're home like diddling.
Just like we are. They have the same needs and desires.
Then why is it so hard to touch their boobs?
Look, if you were a girl, would you like some guy jumping at you and grabbing your boobs?
If I had boobs, I'd love to touch them. Wouldn't you?
I have my own problems with things.
How do girls do it?
I can't explain it.
Please, Stanley, I'll be your slave for a month. Tell me how to do it.
I need a pencil and paper. I'll do it later.
Do you want crayons? Maybe you should do it in color.
I have a problem in my life. I don't have time for you.
I'll bet Nora doesn't do it.
Could I win some money from you? Think she's in the bathroom 7 times a day, just taking showers?
She does it in the bathroom?
I knew 2 girls who used to do it in English class. I saw one girl do it during a final exam. She got a 98 on her paper. She the one you were thinking about last night?
No. It was somebody else. One of the beach girls.
It was Nora. I see what's going on here. I see why you dropped your napkin 12 times at dinner tonight.
She drives me crazy. I think I'm in love with her.
Yeah, well, forget it. She's your cousin.
What's wrong with being in love with your cousin?
It's against the laws of nature. If she was your stepsister, it would be dirty, but it would be okay. But you can't love your own cousin. Let me give you a tip. When you're going through puberty, you don't start with anyone in your own house.
Who made up these rules? Franklin Roosevelt married his cousin.
Maybe she was his 2nd or 3rd cousin. You can't marry your 1st cousin. You'll get babies with 9 heads. Hope Pop gets home soon. You need to talk to him tonight.
I'd still like to see her naked. Just once. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
No, I do it all the time.
You've seen Nora naked?
Well, sure. I just fixed the lock on the bathroom door. Then I opened it, pretending I didn't know anyone was in there.
What a pig! What did she look like?
All I'm going to say is I was pretty miserable. She was my 1st cousin.
It was then that I realized that guilt and lust were very closely related. I have to wash up.
Have a good time.
I don't do that.
I'll change my appointment.
You don't have to change anything. The girls will be with me.
Have I ever missed a year going to the grave? Dave was my favorite in the whole family, you know that.
You realize it'll be 6 years? Sometimes I forget his birthday. The day he died. I never forget.
There wasn't another one like him.
Lori asks me questions about him all the time. Was he funny? What was the funniest thing he ever said, she asked me. I couldn't remember. Isn't that awful, Kate?
Sometimes you talk as if your life is over. You're still young, you're still beautiful, if you never stop squinting so much.
We went together for 2 years before we were married. What was I waiting for? That's 2 married years I didn't have with him.
Listen, Jack's company is having their annual affair in New York next Wednesday. At the Commodore Hotel. You should see how some of those women get dressed up. He wants you to come with us. He told me to ask you.
Me? Who do I know in Jack's company?
You'll be with us. You'll meet people. Max Green will be at our table. He's the one whose wife died last year from tuberculosis. He's in a he lives in a hotel on the Grand Concourse. He's a riot. You'll like him. Maybe you'll dance with him. What else are you going to do here every night?
I don't have a dress to wear for a thing like that.
You'll make something. Jack will get you some material. He knows everybody in the garment district.
Thank you, Kate. I appreciate it. I can't go. Maybe next year.
Next year, you won't have any eyes altogether. What are you afraid of, Blanche? Dave is dead. You're not. If God wanted the both of you, you'd be lying in the grave next to him.
I have plans for next Wednesday night.
More important than this affair happens once a year.
I'm having dinner with someone.
You're having dinner? With a man? Blanche, that's wonderful. Why didn't you tell me?
With Mr. Murphy.
Who's Mr. Murphy? Oh my God, Blanche! I don't understand you. You're having dinner with that man? Do you know where he'll take you? To a saloon, to a bar and grill. That's where he'll take you.
We're going to Chardov's, the Hungarian restaurant. You never even met the man. Why do you dislike him so much?
I don't have to meet him. I just have to smell his breath when he opens the window. You know what a man like that is looking for? I grew up with that kind on Avenue A. How many times did Stanley and Eugene come home black and blue from the beatings they took from those Irish hooligans? What have you got to talk to with a man like that?
Is that why you don't like him? Because he's Irish? When have the Jews and the Irish ever fought a war? You know who George Bernard Shaw is?
I don't care who he is.
One of the greatest Irish writers in the world. What would you say if he took me to Chardov's next Wednesday?
Is Mr. Murphy a writer? Tell him to send me some of his books. I'll be glad to read them.
Kate, when are you going to give up being the older sister?
I've heard stories about him. With women. They like their women, you know. Well, if that's what you want, it's your business.
I decided to go downstairs and quiet my passion with some oatmeal cookies.
We took a walk along the beach last Thursday. He hardly said a word. He was very shy, very quiet. He told me about where his parents come from in Ireland. They didn't have it any easier than Mama and Papa in Russia.
Nobody had it like they had it in Russia.
He holds down a decent job in a printer's office. He didn't smell like liquor and he behaved like a perfect gentleman.
No cookies for you. Not until you finish that liver.
You're still saving it? You mean it's going to be the icebox until I grow up?
No cookies, you hear me?
I just want a drink of water.
You have water in your bathroom.
There's toothpaste in the glass. It makes me nauseous.
Listen, there's no point in discussing this. I'm going to bed. Do what you want.
Hey, I don't want to do anything that's going to make you unhappy. Or Jack. I owe too much to you. I can't live off you the rest of my life. Every decent job I've tried to get, they turn me down because of my eyes. The thought of marrying Frank Murphy hasn't even occurred to me. Maybe not even to him, but I don't think one dinner at Chardov's is going to be the end of the world.
I just don't want to see you get hurt. I never mean you any harm. I can take anything except when someone in the family is mad at me.
I could never be mad at you, Kate. I promise you that to my dying day.
Go on. Have dinner with Frank Murphy. If Papa ever heard me say those words, he would get up from the cemetery and stand in front of our house with a big stick.
I told him to pick me up here. Is that all right?
Here in my house?
For 2 minutes. I wanted you to meet him. At least see what he's like.
Tell his mother to wash her windows. Maybe I'd know what he's like.
see Mr. Beckman tomorrow? Yes or no?
Did you talk to Uncle Jack?
Yes, I talked to him. I need an answer from you, Mama. Yes or no?
What did he say?
It doesn't matter what he said. The decision is yours or mine. Who's going to make it, Mother?
I said, if I were her father, I'd tell her to finish high school. If she's got talent, there'll be plenty of other shows. I never got past the 8th grade. That's why I spent half my life on the subway and the other half trying to keep this family off the
I
street.
don't want this just for myself, Mama, but for you and for Lori. In a couple of years, we could have a house of our own instead of being all cooped up here like animals. We could pay Uncle Jack back for what he's given us all these years. I'm asking for a way out, Mama. Don't shut me in. Don't shut me in for the rest of my life.
I promised you'd do what Uncle Jack
He
said.
doesn't make decisions. He offers advice. I want a decision, Mama. From you. Please.
You finish high school, you tell Mr. Beckman you're too young. You tell him your mother said no. That's my decision.
I see. Thank you very much, Uncle Jack, for your advice. I'll let you know in the morning what my decision is.
Let her go, Blanche. You'll only make it worse.
Seems no matter what I do, I only make it worse.
What can I tell her, Kate? What can I say?
You inherit a family, you inherit their problems.
Well, good night.
Put the cookie on the table.
What cookie?
The oatmeal cookie in your pocket. Put it on the table.
You can smell an oatmeal cookie from 10 feet away.
I heard the jar moving. Suddenly everybody's doing what they want in this house. Your father's upset. Blanche is upset. Put the cookie on that table.
Heard a lot of yelling. What happened?
I don't know. It's my fault.
So what are you going to do? Do you want me to speak to Mom? I could tell her I was getting flutters in my heart again.
Don't you ever say that! Don't you pretend to be sick to get favors from anyone!
I'm not pretending. They're just not big flutters.
Stop puffing up pillows. The house could be burning down and you run back in to puff up pillows.
Let's go to bed, Jack. You're tired.
When does it get easier, Kate? When does our life get easier?
At night. When you get 7 good hours of sleep, that's the easiest it ever gets.
Close the door!
Sorry, I didn't know anyone was in there.
Dad? You think I can talk to you now? It'll only take 5 minutes.
He's tired, Stanley. He's practically asleep.
2 minutes. I'll tell it as fast as I can.
Go on, Kate. Go to bed. The boy wants to tell me something.
We'll turn out the light when you're through. And don't worry about things. We've always made them work out.
She saw me on the crapper. Nora saw me on the crapper. I might as well be dead.
I have a problem, Pop.
If you didn't, you wouldn't live in this house.
It must be hard being a father. Everybody comes to you with their problems, and you have to have all the answers.
Stop trying to win me over. Just tell me the problem.
I got fired.
What?
Don't get excited. All right? Don't get crazy. Let me explain what happened.
What'd you do? You came in late? You were fresh to some? Were you fresh to somebody?
I'm not fired yet. I can get my job back. I just need you to help me make a decision.
Take the job back. I don't care what it is. This is not the time for anyone in this family to be out of work.
I was 12 years old and you gave me a talk about principles, remember?
How long you waited to tell me this?
This is about principles, Pop.
How long are you going to wait before you
Did
told
at
me?
least hear my principles?
All right. I'll hear your principles. Then you're going to hear mine.
All right. Just sit back. Let me tell you what happened. It was on account of Andrew, the colored guy who sweeps up.
So Stanley began his sad story. Pop never said a word. He just sat there and listened. Stanley was terrific. It was like that movie, Abe Lincoln in Illinois. Not only was Stanley defending his principles, but he was standing up for democracy in the United States of America. Pop must have been blurry-eyed, though, because not only did he have to deal with Stanley's principles, the loss of his noisemaker business, Nora's career, getting off Blanche married off, and Laurie's flooding heart. But at any moment, there could be a knock at the door and 37 relatives from Poland could show up looking for a place to live. Finally, Stanley finished the story.
So either I bring in a letter of apology in the morning or I don't bother coming in. I know it's late. I know you're tired. I just didn't want to do anything without asking you first.
Stanley,
I'm sorry.
you shouldn't have swept the dirt on his shoes.
I know.
Especially in front of other people.
I know.
He's your boss. He pays your salary. His money helps put food on our dining table.
I know, Pop.
And we don't have money to waste right now. Believe me when I tell you that.
I believe you, Pop.
You were sick 3 days last year, remember? He only docked you a day and a half's pay.
I know. I see what you're getting at. I'll write the letter. I'll do it tonight.
On the other hand, you did a courageous thing. You defended a fellow worker. No one else stood up for him, did they?
I was the only one.
That's something to be proud of. It was what you believed in. That's standing up for your principles.
That's why I didn't want to write the letter. I knew you'd
The
understand.
question is, can this family afford principles right now?
It would make it hard, I know.
Not just on you and me, but on your mother, on Blanche, Nora, Lori,
Eugene.
Eugene. Eugene would have to get a part-time job. Time he should be using studying books to get himself somewhere.
He wants to be a writer. He wants to go to college.
I wanted to send you, Stanley. I've always been sick about that.
I like working, Pop. I really do. I've made a decision. I'm going to write the letter.
I'm not saying you should.
No, it's my decision. I really want to write the letter.
And how will your principals feel in the morning?
My principals feel better already. You said you were proud of what I did. That's all I really cared about.
You know something, Stanley? I don't think there's much they could teach you in college that you don't already know.
Guess who I learned it from. Well, thanks for talking to me tonight, Pop. I'll see you in the morning. Are you coming up to bed?
I think I'm going to stay here for a while. It's the only time of day I get any time to myself. Hey, Stanley. Turn off the light, will you?
So how'd it go? Did you have to write the letter?
Yeah.
I knew that's what he'd make you do.
It didn't make me do it. Just be quiet. I need to concentrate.
What are you going to say?
I don't know. You want to help? You're good at those things.
You know, in the old days, people used to get paid for that. Professional letter writers.
Well, I'm not going to pay you money.
I don't want money.
What do you want?
Tell me what Nora looks like naked.
How horny can you get?
I don't know. What's the highest score?
All right, after we finish the letter.
I don't trust you. I want to get paid now.
What do you want to know?
Everything. from the moment you open the door.
It happened so
That's
fast.
okay. Tell it slow.
All right. Jeez. I heard the shower running, waited for it to stop. I gave a few seconds for the water to run off her body, then I knew she'd be stepping out of the shower. Then I just opened the door. And there she was, standing on a bath mat with a towel around her head and nothing else in the whole wide world.
Slower. Don't go so fast.
Her breasts were gorgeous. Like two peaches hanging on the vine, waiting to be plucked. Maybe nectarines. Yeah, like two nectarines. All soft and pink and shining in the morning sun.
Laura, you should see your mother. She looks gorgeous.
I'm waiting for her grand entrance. How's Uncle Jack?
He's resting. He ate a nice dinner. You can go up and see him later. Eugene, your father's resting. I don't want to hear any ball playing against the wall.
I'm not playing. I'm writing.
Well, do it quietly.
She wants me to write quietly. If that was the only sentence I published in my memoirs, it'd be a bestseller. Everybody's been in a rotten mood around here lately. 3 days ago, Pop had a heart attack. It was sort of a warning. He passed out in the subway and a cop had to bring him home. He was driving cabs at night to earn some extra money and just plain wore out. The doctor says he has to stay in bed for 2 or 3 weeks. Pop won't listen to him. Mr. Jacobson has a brother-in-law that needs a job, and he's filling in for Pop temporarily. But Pop's afraid that 3 weeks in bed will turn into permanently.
I need to talk to you.
Hey, what's up?
Not here, in our room. Don't tell anybody.
Well, what's the big secret?
Shut up. Just wait till I get upstairs and follow me.
If it's about Nora, I'm not interested. I forgot to tell you, I hate my cousin Nora. She's been real snooty to everybody lately. She doesn't say hello in the mornings, and she eats dinner up in her room. And she's been seeing this guy, Larry No-Chin Clurman, every night. And she's not as pretty as I thought she was.
Eugene! Did you bring your father's paper?
I'm coming. My knee hurts. I fell down the stairs at school.
Well, bring it up. Your father's waiting for it.
If I lost both my hands in an accident, she'd say, go upstairs and wash your face with your feet. I guess she's sore because she and Pop can't go to the affair at the Commodore Hotel this year. They had Glenn Gray in his orchestra. I feel sorry for her because she didn't get to go out much. She's also nervous about Frank Murphy coming over to pick up Aunt Blanche. She's angry at the whole world. That's why she's making lima beans for dinner.
Would you like a cashew, Lori?
Oh, thanks. And a Brazil nut, too? And one almond?
You must be starved. We're having dinner late tonight. We'll wait till your mother goes
Can I have
out.
some nuts, Mom?
Just one. It's for the company. We're eating in the kitchen tonight. You and Stanley help with the dishes. You look all flushed. You don't have a fever, do you? Let me see your tongue. It's all spotted.
That's the cashew nut.
Don't you get sick on me, too. If you're tired, I want you in bed.
I have a little stomach cramp. Maybe I'm getting my ladies.
Your what?
My ladies. You know that thing that Nora gets when she can't go in the water?
I don't think so, darling. Not at your age. But if your stomach hurts real bad, you come and tell me. I made a nice tuna salad tonight. Call me when your mother comes down.
Aunt Kate? Does Mom like Mr. Murphy?
I don't know, darling. I don't think she knows him very well yet.
Do you like him?
I never spoke to the man.
You called him a Cossack. Are those the kind that don't like Jewish people?
I'm sure Mr. Murphy likes your mother. Otherwise, he wouldn't be taking her out to dinner.
If Mom married him, would we have to live across the street in that dark house? The one with the creepy woman in the window?
We're not up to that yet. Let's just get through Chardolph's restaurant first.
Pop's feeling better. He threw the newspaper at me because I didn't bring the evening edition. You look terrible. You're crying, your eyes are all red.
I'm in trouble, Eugene. In real trouble. Swear to God, what I'm about to tell you, never tell another living soul.
I swear on the life of the entire New York Yankees. What happened?
I lost my salary.
What?
All $17. I lost it. It's gone.
Where? In the subway?
In a poker game. I lost a gamble.
In a poker game? Shut up.
You want to kill Pop right in his bedroom?
You never told me you gambled.
We just do it at lunch hour for pennies. I always won. A dime, a quarter. It wasn't just luck. I was really good.
$17?
I thought while Pop was sick, I could make some extra money to help out. So I played this game over at Florsheim Shoot. Boy, did I learn about poker. Cleaned me out in 20 minutes.
Yeah. What are you going to tell them?
I don't know. If Pop wasn't sick, I'd tell him the truth. Just last week, he's saying how proud he is of me. He's driving cabs at night, and I'm playing poker at Florsheim's.
But suppose you won. Suppose you won $50. You just had bad luck, that's all.
I didn't have a chance against those guys. They were gamblers. They all wore black pointy shoes with clocks on their socks. If Pop dies, I'll hang myself, I swear.
Don't talk like that. Pop isn't going to die. He ate 3 lamb chops tonight. Tell him you had a hole in your pocket. You could tear a hole in your pocket.
I already used that one.
When?
November, when I lost $5.
How'd you lose that? Did you gamble that off too?
No. Gave it to a girl. You know, a pro.
For what? A prostitute? You went to one of those places? Holy cow! Is that what it cost? $5?
$2.50. I want the guy. I know he still owes me.
What does she look like? Is she pretty? How old was she?
Don't start with me,
Did
Eugene.
she get completely naked or what?
Every time I get in trouble, I have to tell you what a naked girl looks like. Do me a favor. Go in the bathroom and grow up by yourself.
You'd ask the same questions if you were my age.
Well, I didn't have an older brother to tell me those things. I had to do it all by myself. You don't know how lucky you are to be the younger one. You don't have the responsibilities I do. You're still at school looking up girls' dresses on the staircase.
I worked plenty hard in school.
Yeah? Well, where's your report card? It's the first of the month. I know you got it. Let me see your report card.
I don't have to show you my report card. You're not my father.
Yes, I am. As long as Pop's sick, I am. I'm the only one working, ain't I?
Yeah? Well, where's your salary this week, Pop? You know, I really hate you sometimes. I help you all the time, but you never help me without asking something for it. I hate your disgusting guts. Not as much as I hate yours. You snort night. You bake your toenails. You stink up the bathroom. When I go in there, I can puke. Give me your report card. Give it to me, damn it, before I beat your face. You want it? Here. Here's my lousy report card, you jerk.
Four A's and a B. That's good. You're smart, Eugene. I want you to go to college, be somebody important. 'Cause I never was. 'Cause I'm no damn good. I'm sorry I said those things to you.
Me too. I'm sorry too.
Hi, Uncle Jack. Are you feeling better?
A little, darling. Is your mother down yet?
No.
I want her to see her before she goes out.
Oh my God, Jack, are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? You're walking down the stairs?
I'm fine. I was tired laying in that bed. I wanted to see Blanche.
How are you going to get upstairs? You think I'm going to carry you? The doctor said you're not even supposed to go to the bathroom, didn't you?
You trust doctors? My grandmother never fallen in her life. She lived to be 87.
She didn't have high blood pressure. She never fainted on the subway.
She fainted 3-4 times a week. It's in our family. We're fainters. Lori, darling, give me a glass full of ice water, please.
Now?
Yes, now. Sweetheart. That child is pampered too much. You should let her do more work around the house. You don't get healthy lying on couches all day.
No, you get healthy driving cabs at night after you work 9 hours cutting raincoats. You want to kill yourself, Jack? You want to leave me to take care of this family alone? Is that what you want?
You figure I'll get better faster if you make me feel guilty? I was born with enough guilt, Katie. If I need any more, I'll ask you.
I'm sorry. You know me. I'm not happy unless I can worry. My family, we're worriers. I guess worriers generally marry fainters.
Don't worry. If I didn't leave you for another woman, I'm certainly not going to drop dead just to leave you.
What other woman? That bookkeeper, Helene?
Again with Helene. You're never going to forget I danced with her 2 years in a row at the Commodore Hotel.
Don't tell me she's not attracted to you. I noticed that right off.
What does a woman like that want with a cutter? She likes the men up front, the salesman. She's a widow. She's looking to get married.
You're an attractive man, Jack. Women like you.
Me, attractive. You must really think I'm dying.
Well, you don't know women like I do. Just promise me one thing. If anything ever happened with you and that Helene, you let me go to my grave without hearing it.
Now you're worried about Helene, you decided you're going to die first.
I had to chop the ice. I'm all out of breath.
It's good for you, darling. It's exercise.
I'm going out. I won't be having dinner. I'll be home late. I have my key. Good night.
Nora, don't you want to see how your mother looks?
I'm sure she looks beautiful. She doesn't need me to tell her.
What about Mr. Murphy? I know your mother wanted him to meet you and Laurie. He'll be here any minute.
There's somebody waiting for me. I can meet Mr. Murphy some other time.
I think it'd be nice if you waited, Nora. I think your mother would be very upset if you didn't wait to say goodbye.
I'm sure that's very good advice, Uncle Jack. I know just how my mother feels. I'm not so sure she knows how I feel.
Jack, what'll I do?
Leave it alone. It's between Blanche and Nora. Something they have to work out for themselves.
Who is she going out with? Where does she go every night?
With Larry Clerman. He borrows his father's car and takes her to the cemetery.
What cemetery?
The cemetery where Daddy's buried. She goes to see Daddy.
What'll I tell her? I don't want to spoil this evening for her. Jack, what are you doing down here?
We have company coming. Where else should I be?
I looked in your room, I got scared to death.
Well, you don't look it. You look beautiful.
Oh, Blanche! Oh my God, Blanche, it's stunning. Like a movie star. Who's the movie star I like so much, Laurie?
Irene Dunn.
Like Irene Dunn.
I think she looks like Rosalind Russell. Maybe Carol Lombard.
I think she looks like Blanche. Blanche is prettier than all of them.
I had such trouble with the makeup. I couldn't see my eyes to put on mascara, so I put my glasses on, and then I couldn't get the mascara under the glasses.
Where are your glasses? Have you got your glasses?
They're in my purse. I thought I'd put them on in the restaurant when I'm looking at the menu.
Well, make sure you do. I don't want you coming home telling me you don't know what he looks like.
So glad to see you up, Jack. Are you feeling better?
It was nothing. I needed a rest, that's all. Besides, I want to meet this Murphy fella. A stranger comes in, he likes to meet another man, makes him feel more comfortable.
Thank you, Jack. That's very thoughtful of you.
Here. Wear this. No, don't say no to me. Just put them on, Blanche, please.
Kate, your pearls. Your good pearls.
What are they going to do? Sit in my drawer all year? Pearls are like people. They like to go out and be seen once in a while.
You were going to wear them to the fair tonight. I'm so wrapped up in myself, I forgot you're missing the affair this year.
I can afford to miss it. I don't see Jack there the whole night anyway.
Let's see how they look.
So nervous I'll lose them.
All right, tell me I don't have a beautiful sister.
Now I feel good. Now I feel I got my money's worth.
Definitely Carol Lombard.
Laurie, go up and get Nora. I want to show them to Nora.
She's not here. She left.
What do you mean she left?
She had
Not saying goodbye?
She had to meet someone. She wanted to wait for you.
She could have come into my room. She knew I wanted to see her.
She'll see you when you get home. You look just as good at 12 o'clock.
What did she say? Did she say anything?
You're going out. You're going to have a good time tonight.
She's making me pay for it, isn't she? She knows how easily she can get to me. That's what I get for making decisions.
I feel like some ice cream. Laura, you feel like some ice cream?
Butter pecan?
Butter pecan for you. Make a walnut for me. Go tell Eugene I want her to go to the store.
I'll go with her. Don't run, darling.
Let her run. If she gets tired, she'll tell you. Let's stop worrying about each other so much.
Eugene, your father wants us to go to the store.
Tell him I'm sick. My stomach hurts.
You mean you don't want any ice cream?
Ice cream? Wait a minute. It's amazing how quickly you can recover from misery when someone offers you ice cream.
She's only 16, Blanche. At that age, they're still wrapped up in themselves.
How am I ever going to be a writer if I don't learn how to suffer? Actually, I'd give up writing if I could see a naked girl while I was eating ice cream.
What time is it? 6:30. He'll be here any minute. Get your mind off Nora, Blanche. Don't wear my pearls out tonight for nothing.
Eugene, go to Hanson's. Get a half pint of maple walnut, a half pint of butter pecan, a half pint of chocolate for yourself. Kate, what do you like?
I'm in no mood for ice cream.
Get her vanilla. She'll eat it. Whatever Stanley likes.
Need money.
I just paid the doctor $15. Stanley got paid today. Go up and ask him for a salary.
What's here? Here's $1. Hurry back so Lori can meet Mr. Murphy, but don't run.
You know what I worry about at night? That she'll run off. Then I'll wake up in the morning and she'll be gone. Philadelphia or Boston or God knows where.
Look how the woman's going out on a date. Is that what you're going to talk about? He'll start drinking in 5 minutes.
You think so? What'll I do if he gets drunk?
You'll come right home. You have money? You have car fare?
No, I didn't take anything.
Well, wait here. I'll go get $5 from Stanley. Now I have something else to worry about.
I could use a cup of hot tea.
Sit there, I'll make it.
We'll both make it. Keep me company. We can hear the bell from the kitchen.
Stanley? Open the window. You never get any air in this room. I need $5 for your lunch. Stanley, did you get paid today?
Yes, I got paid today.
Well, take out your money for the week. Let me have the envelope.
I don't have it.
You don't have the envelope?
I don't have the money.
What do you mean you don't have the money?
I mean, I don't have it. It's gone.
It's gone. Gone where?
It's just gone. I don't have it. I'm sorry. I can't get it back anymore. Just don't ask me any more questions.
What do you mean don't ask you any more questions? I want to know what happened to $17, Stanley.
You'll tell Pop. If I tell you, you'll tell Pop.
Why shouldn't I tell your father? Why, Stanley? I want to know what happened to that money.
I gambled it. I lost it in a poker game. You happy? Satisfied now?
I'm not going to deal with this right now. I have to get your Aunt Blanche out of the house first. I have your father's health to worry about. You're going to sit in this room, and you're going to think up a story. You were robbed. Somebody stole the money. I don't care who, I don't care where, but that's what you're going to tell your father. Because if you tell him the truth, you'll kill that man as sure as I'm standing here. Tonight, after he goes to sleep, you'll meet me in the kitchen and we'll deal with this alone.
I'm sorry.
I left my purse in here. Without my glasses, I'm afraid to pour the tea. Kate? What is it? What's wrong?
Nothing. I'm just all nerves today.
You're worried about Jack. He shouldn't have come down the stairs.
He knows he's not supposed to be out of bed. What do we need a doctor for? He doesn't listen to them.
I should have asked Mr. Murphy to come over. That's the only reason he came down.
Not just Mr. Murphy. Stanley, It's Eugene, it's everybody.
I'm sorry about Nora. Jack told me what she said when she left.
Why don't you get your purse, Blanche? She'll be here any minute.
Did Nora say anything to hurt you, Kate? I know she's been very difficult these past few
Why
days.
is it always Nora? Why is it always your problems? Do you think you're the only one in this world who has troubles? We all have troubles. We all get our equal share.
I'm sorry, Kate. Forgive me, I'm sorry.
Maybe you're stronger than I am. I don't know. You survived Dave's death. I don't know if I could handle it if anything happened to Jack.
It's going to be all right. Nothing is going to happen to him.
When Dave died, I cried for his loss. I was so angry at God for taking such a young man. I never realized until now what you must have gone through. How did you get through it, Blanche?
I had you. I had Jack. Most of all, you live for your children. Your children keep you going.
My children.
Every morning I wake up for Nora and for Lori.
Nora hurts you so much and you can still say that?
Why? Don't you think we hurt our parents? You don't remember how Mama cried when Celia left home? Sure, it hurts. But if you love someone, you can forgive them.
Some things you forgive. Some things you never forgive.
Is the ice cream here yet?
No, darling. Didn't you go with Eugene?
No, I went across the street in the creepy house. It's just as creepy inside.
In Mr. Murphy's house. You were in there, why?
She called me from the window, the old lady. I think it's his mother. She said she had a letter for you, and I had to go inside to get it.
Dear Mrs. Morton, I send you regrets for my son Frank. I tried to reach you earlier and realized you had no phone. Frank will be unable to keep his dinner engagement with you this evening. Frank is in the hospital as a result of an automobile accident last night, and although the injuries are not serious, the consequences are. As a devoted mother, I would end this letter here and forward my apologies. However, despite all my son's faults, honesty and sincerity have never been his failings. He wanted me to tell you the truth. That while driving a friend's motor car, he was intoxicated and was the cause of the aforementioned accident. The truth will come out soon enough, but Frank has too much fondness and respect for you to have you hear it from some other source. I hope you do not think I'm just a doting mother when I say that my son has a great many attributes. A great many. As soon as Frank can get out of his difficulties, we have decided to move to upstate New York, where there's a clinic that can help Frank and relatives with whom we can stay. Frank sends along with the regrets a regard for a warm, intelligent, friendly, and most delightful neighbor across the way. Yours most respectfully, Mrs. Matthew Murphy.
What is it?
He's not coming. He's in the hospital.
It was a sad letter, all right, but it sure was well written. Maybe I should have been born in Ireland.
I knew it. I said it right from the beginning, didn't I?
Why is he in the hospital?
He was in a car accident. God, that poor woman.
Does that mean you're not going out to dinner?
It could have been you in that car with him. I warned you the first day about those people.
Stop calling them those people. They're not those people. She's a mother like you and me.
And what is he? Tell me what he is.
He's somebody in trouble. He's somebody that needs help. For God's sakes, Kate, you don't even know the man.
I know the man. I know what they're all like.
Who are you to talk? Are we any better? Are we something so special? We're all poor around here. The least you can be is charitable.
Why? What have I got I can afford to give away? Am I the one who got you all dressed up for nothing? Am I the one who got your hopes up? Am I the one they're going to lock up in jail somewhere?
You're going to lock him up in jail?
Don't talk to me about charity. Anyone else but not me.
I never said you weren't charitable.
All I did was try to help you. All I ever did was try to help you.
I know that. Nobody cares for their family more than you do. At least you can be sympathetic to somebody else in trouble.
Who should I care about? Who's out there watching over me? I get enough in my life for people. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. Say what's on your mind, Kate. What people?
You! Celia, Papa, when he was sick, everybody. Don't you ask me what people. How many beatings from Mama did I get for things that you did? How many dresses did I go without so you could look like somebody when you went out? I was the workhorse and you were the pretty one. You have no right to talk to me like that. No right!
It's all about Jack, isn't it? You're blaming me for what happened.
Why do you think that man is sick today? Why did a policeman have to carry him home at 2 o'clock in the morning? So your Nora could have dancing lessons? So that Lori could see a doctor every 3 weeks? Go on, worry about your friends across the street, not the ones who have to be dragged home to keep a roof over your head.
What is this? What's going on here?
Why didn't you ever tell me you felt that way?
I never had the time. I was too busy taking care of everyone.
What is it, Blanche? What happened?
All those years? It took something like that letter for you to finally get your feelings
I
out?
didn't need a letter. I just needed you to ask me.
Lori, go upstairs. This conversation isn't for you.
The ice cream is ready.
Eugene, put the ice cream in the icebox. I have to talk to your mother.
I never spoke to the woman. They've lived in that house for 3 years and I never exchanged a word with her.
What are you walking around for? If you're out of bed, at least sit in a chair.
If I could take Nora and Lori and pack them out of this house tonight, I would do it. But I can't. I have no place to take them.
Blanche, what are you talking about? Don't say such things.
If I could leave the girls with you for another few weeks, I would appreciate it. Until I can find a place of my own, and then I'll send for them.
You're not sending for anyone and you're not leaving anywhere. I don't want to hear this kind of talk.
Stay out of this, Jack. Let her do what she wants.
I know a woman in Manhattan Beach. I could stay with her for a few days until I find a job. I will do anything anybody asks me, but I will never be a burden to anyone again.
Blanche, stop this. Stop it right now. What the hell is going on here, for God's sake? Two sisters having a fight they should have had 25 years ago. You want to get it out, Blanche? Get it out. Tell what it's like to live in a house that's not your own. To have to depend on somebody else to put the food on your plate every night. I know what it's like because I lived that way until I was 21 years old. Tell her, Kate, what it is to be an older sister. To suddenly be the one who has to work and shoulder all the responsibilities and not be the one who gets the affection and the hugs and you're the only one there. You think I don't see it with Stanley and Eugene? With Nora and Lori? You think I don't hear the fights going up in those rooms night after night? Go on, Kate. Yell at her. Scream at her. Call her names, Blanche. Tell her to go to hell for the first time in your life. When you both got out of your systems, give each other a hug and go have dinner. Lousy ice cream is melting.
I love you both very much. No matter what Kate says to me, I will never stop loving her. I have to get out. If I don't do it now, I will lose whatever self-respect I have left. For people like us, sometimes the only thing we really own is our dignity. When I grow older, I would like to have as much as Mrs. Matthew Murphy across the street.
What did it, Kate? Something terrible must have happened to you tonight for you to behave like this. What was it?
Tell the kids to come down in 5 minutes. We're eating in the kitchen tonight.
It's Stanley and Lori. There's in 5 minutes.
It was the first time in my life I didn't get blamed for what just happened. I felt real sorry for everybody, but as long as it wasn't my fault, I didn't feel all that bad about things. That's when I realized I had a selfish streak in me. Sure hope I grow out of it. Aunt Blanche is leaving.
For where?
Stay with some woman in Manhattan Beach. She and Mom had a big fight. She's gonna send for Lori and Nora when she gets a job.
What did they fight about?
I don't know. I didn't hear all of it, but I think Mom sort of blames Aunt Blanche for pocketing me to work so hard.
Did they say anything about me? About how I lost my salary?
You told her! Why did you tell her? I came up with 12 terrific lies for you.
How much money do you have?
I don't have any money.
What the hell you don't? Do you have some in your cigar box? How much do you have?
$1.12. My entire life savings.
Let me have it. Don't worry, I'll pay it back.
Why'd you pack your suitcase?
In case I have to sleep out tonight. I'm leaving, Eugene. I don't know where I'm going yet, but I'll write you when I get there.
You're leaving home.
When I'm gone, tell Aunt Blanche what happened to my salary. Tell her please not to leave because it was all my fault, not Mom's. Will you do that?
I got 8 cents worth of stamps if you want those too.
Thanks. What's this?
The meddling one for the 100-yard dash 2 years ago.
Yeah, from the police athletic league. I didn't know you still had this.
You gave it to me. You can have it back if you want it.
No, it's not worth anything.
It is to me.
Sure? You can keep it.
Thanks. Where will you go?
I don't know. I'm thinking about joining the army. Pop says we'll be at war in a couple years anyway. We'll be a sergeant or something by the time we start.
If it lasts long enough, I can join too. Maybe we get in the same outfit.
No, you don't join the army unless they come to get you. You go to college, all right? Promise me you'll go to college.
Probably have to stay home and work if you left. We need the money.
I'll send home my paycheck every week. Sergeant in the army makes pretty good dough. Well, I better get going.
Why do you have to leave?
Come on now, don't start crying. They'll hear you.
They'll get over it. They won't stay mad at you forever. I was mad at you and I got over it.
Because of me, the whole family's breaking up. You want Nora to end up like one of those cheap boardwalk girls?
I don't care. I'm not in love with Nora anymore.
You should care. She's your cousin. Don't turn out to be like me.
I don't see what's so bad about it.
Take care of yourself, Eugene. Oh, and if you ever write a story about me, call me Hank. I always liked the name Hank.
I guess there comes a time in everyone's life when they say, this very moment is the end of my childhood. When Stanley closed that door, I knew that moment had come to me. I was lonely. I was scared. I was mad at Mom and Pop for making me feel so bad. I was even mad at him a little bit for making me stay here to grow up all by myself.
Eugene! Lori, it's dinner. I'm not waiting all night.
And I was mad at her for leaving Stanley's name out when she called us for dinner. Parents can be so cruel sometimes. At dinner, I tried to tell them about Stanley, but I couldn't get the words out. I left the table without even eating my ice cream. If it was suffering I was after, I was sure beginning to learn about it.
It's 10 o'clock. Where is Stanley so late?
Never mind, Stanley. You should have been in bed an hour ago.
Why won't you tell me what happened between you and that boy?
I'm tired, Jack. I've had enough to deal with for one day.
I want him to go to temple with me on Saturday. They stop going for 2 or 3 weeks and they forget their religion altogether.
The house became quieter than I've ever heard it before. Mom and Pop were in their bedroom, and Aunt Blanche was in her room packing. I had to talk to somebody or I'd go crazy. Didn't have much choice. Lori, 2G, can I come in?
What do you want? I'm reading.
I just wanted to talk.
I didn't say yes, did I?
Well, I'm already in it. It's too late. What are you reading?
The Citadel by A.J. Cronin.
I read it. It's terrific. How your mom doing in the morning?
She's gonna send breath as soon as she finds a job.
Can't believe it. I'm gonna be the only one here.
You mean you and Stanley?
Stanley's gone. He's not coming back. I think he went to join the army.
You mean he ran away?
No. Only kids run away. When you're Stanley's age, you just leave.
He just left without saying goodbye?
My parents don't even know yet. I'm gonna go tell them now.
I wonder if I'll have to go to a different school.
You'll have to make all new friends.
I don't care. I don't have any friends here anyway.
Because you're always in the house. You never go out.
That's because of my condition.
You don't look sick. Do you feel sick?
No, but my mother tells me I am.
I don't trust parents anymore.
Why would she lie?
To keep you around. When they find out Stanley's gone, they're gonna handcuff me to my bed.
I don't care. I'd never leave my mother. Not when I get older. Not even if I get married. I'd never leave my mother.
Yeah? Mr. Murphy across the street never left his mother. He ended up going to jail.
None of this would have happened if my father was still alive.
How did you feel when he died?
I don't really remember. I cried because I saw my mother crying.
I'd hate it if my father died. Especially with Stanley gone. We'd probably have to move out of this house.
Well, then you could come live with us.
If we all end up living together anyway, what's the point of breaking up now?
I don't know. I have to finish reading.
You don't get too far talking to Lori. I think it's because the flutter in her heart is actually in her brain. I went in their room and broke the news about Stanley. The monumental news that their eldest son had run off to probably be killed in France fighting for his country. They said, go to bed. He'll be home when it gets cold out. I couldn't believe it. Their own son. It was then that I began to suspect that Stanley and I were adopted. Went outside and waited on the steps till it got cold. Stanley never showed up.
I wanted to talk to you. Now? It's late. I know it's late. We could have talked earlier if you didn't come home at 12 o'clock at night.
How was your dinner?
I didn't go. Mr. Murphy was in an accident. Sorry. Is he all right? He's got his problems like the rest of us. I was very hurt that you left tonight without saying goodbye.
I was late. Somebody was waiting for me.
So was I. You knew it was important to me.
I'm not feeling very well.
You purposely left without seeing me. You've never done that before.
Can we talk about this in the morning?
I won't be here in the morning.
Tomorrow night.
I'm leaving, Nora. I'm moving out in the morning.
What are you talking about?
Aunt Kate and I had a fight tonight. We said some terrible things to each other. Things that have been bottled up since we were children. I'm going to stay with my friend Louise in Manhattan Beach until I can find a job. And then I'll send for you and Lori.
I can't believe it. You mean it's all right for you to leave us, but it wasn't all right for me to leave you?
I was never concerned about your leaving me. It was your future I was worried
It was
about.
my future. Why couldn't I have something to say about it?
Maybe I was wrong. I don't know. I never made the decisions for the family. Your father did. Everyone always took care of me. My mother, my sisters, your father, even you and Lori. I've been a very dependent person all my life.
Well, maybe that's all I'm asking for. To be independent.
Earn your independence. Don't take it at the expense of others. Could that job even be offered you if somebody hadn't paid for those dancing lessons? Kept a roof over your head and clothes on your back? If anyone's going to pay Uncle Jack back, it'll be me. And God knows what, I don't know. I'll steal before I let my daughter show that man 1 ounce of ingratitude or disrespect.
So I have to give up the one chance I may never get again. Is that it? I'm the one who has to pay for the things you never did with your own life.
What right do you have to judge me like that?
Judge you? I can't even talk to you. I don't even exist to you. I've tried so hard to get close to you, but there was never any room. Whatever you had to give went to Daddy. And when he died, all that was left.
What? Finish what you were going to say.
I've been jealous my whole life of Lori because she was lucky enough to be born sick. I could never turn a light on in my room at night or read in bed because Lori always needed her precious sleep. I could never have a friend over on the weekends because Lori was always resting. I used to pray that I get some terrible disease or get hit by a car so I'd have leg all twisted and crippled. And then once, maybe just once, I get to crawl in the bed next to you on a cold and rainy night and talk to you and hold you. So I fell asleep in your arms. Just once.
God, Nora. Is that what you think of me?
Any worse than what you think of me?
I'm not going to let you hurt me, Nora. I'm not going to let you tell me that I don't love you, that I haven't tried to give you as much as I gave Lori. I mean, God knows I'm not perfect. Enough angry people in this house told me so tonight. I will not be a doormat for all the frustrations and unhappiness that you or Aunt Kate or anyone else wants to lay at my feet. I did not create this universe. I do not decide who lives or dies, who's rich or poor, or who feels loved and who feels deprived. If you feel cheated that Lori gets more than you do, then I feel cheated that I had a husband who died at 36. If you keep on feeling that way, you'll end up just like me. Something much worse than loneliness, helplessness, not self-pity. Believe me, there is no leg that's twisted or bent that's more crippling than a human being who thrives on his own misfortune. sorry, Nora, that you feel unloved. I will do everything I can to change it, except apologize for it. I'm tired of apologizing. After a while, it becomes your life's work, and it doesn't bring any money into the house. It's taken your pain and Aunt Kate's anger to get me to start living again. And God will give me the strength to make it up to you. But I will not go back to being that frightened, helpless woman that I created. I've already buried someone I love. Now it's time to bury someone I hate. I'm not asking you to hate yourself. Just asking you to love me. I do, Nora. God, why can't I make that clear to you?
I feel so terrible.
Why?
Because I feel that I've hurt you and I still want that job with Mr. Beckman.
I know you do.
But I can't have it, can I?
How can I answer that without you thinking I'm depriving you? I don't know. Maybe you just did. I hope so, Nora. I pray to God it's so.
I heard voices downstairs. I didn't know who it was.
I'm sorry if we woke you. Go on up to bed, Nora. We'll talk again in the morning.
All right. Good night, Aunt Kate.
Is she all right?
Yes.
She's not angry anymore?
No, Kate. No one's angry anymore. I've explained everything to Nora. The girls will help you with all the housework while I'm gone. Lori's strong enough to do her share. I've kept her being a baby long enough.
They've never been any trouble to me, those girls. Never.
I'll try to take them on weekends if I can. It's late. You could both use a good night's sleep.
Blanche, don't go. I feel bad enough for what I said. Don't make me feel any worse.
Everything you said tonight was true, Kate. I wish to God you'd said it years ago.
What would I do without you? Who do I have to talk to all day? What friends do I have in this neighborhood? Even the Murphys across the street are leaving.
You and I never had any troubles before tonight, Kate. It's the girls I'm thinking of now. We have to be together, the three of us. It's what they want as much as I do.
All right, I'm not saying you shouldn't have it. But you won't find a job overnight. Apartments are expensive. While you're looking, why do you have to stay with strangers in Manhattan Beach?
Louise isn't a stranger. She's a good friend.
To me, good friends are strangers. But sisters are sisters.
I'm afraid of becoming comfortable here. If I don't get out now, when will I ever do it?
The door is open. Go whenever you want. When you got the job, when you find the apartment, I'll help you move. I can help you look. I know how to bargain with these landlords.
You wouldn't mind doing that?
Well, they see a woman all alone, they take advantage of you. I'll find out what they're asking for the Murphy place. It couldn't be that expensive. She never cleaned it.
How independent can I become if I live right across the street from you?
Far enough away for you to close your own door. Close enough for me not to feel so lonely.
If I lived on the moon, you would still be close to me, Kate.
I'll tell Jack. He wouldn't go to sleep till I promised to come down with some good news.
Suddenly I feel so hungry.
Of course, you haven't had dinner. Come on, I'll fix you some scrambled eggs.
I'll make them. I'm an independent woman now.
With your eyes, you'll never get the eggs in the pan.
So Aunt Blanche decided to stay here till she could get a job. Nora went back to school the next morning, and her legs were as creamy white as ever. Lori was asked to take out the garbage, but she quickly got a flutter in her heart, and I had to do it. Life is back to normal.
Eugene, go back to Greenblatt. I need flour.
How much? A teaspoonful? Stanley didn't come home that evening, and although Mom didn't say anything, I knew she was plenty worried. She went and broke the news to Pop about how Stanley lost his salary and noises coming from their room. I figured he ought to forget the Army and try for the Foreign Legion. Then all of a sudden, the next day, he came back. I was never so happy to see anyone in my whole life.
Hi, where's Mom and Pop?
Mom's in the kitchen cooking. Pop's upstairs with his prayer book. They figured if God didn't bring you home, her potato pancakes would. So what happened? Did you join up?
I came pretty close. Passed the physical 1, 2, 3.
I knew you would.
They're giving me cigarettes, donuts, the whole sales pitch. I mean, they really wanted me.
I'll bet.
But then just as I was about to sign my name, I stopped cold. Put down the pen and said, sorry, maybe some other time, and walked out.
How come?
I couldn't do it to Pop. Right now he needs me more than the Army does. I knew Mom didn't mean it when she said she'd never forgive me for losing the money. But if I walked out on the family now, maybe she never would.
Gee, I thought you'd be halfway to training camp by now. But I'm real glad you're home, Stan.
Eugene! I need a pint of sweet cream and some more sugar.
Stanley's home.
Hi, Mom.
Get a 2-pound bag. I want to bake a chocolate
A
cake.
2-pound bag? The Greenblatts don't need identification.
Are you staying for dinner?
I'm staying as long as you'll let me stay.
Why wouldn't I let you stay? This is your home. Your father's been very worried. I think you owe him some sort of explanation.
I was just about to do that. Hi, Pop. How you feeling? I'll get the $17 back, Pop. I promise. I'm not afraid of hard work. That's one thing you've taught me. Hard work and principles. That's the code I'm going to live by for the rest of my life. So if you have anything you want to say to me, I'd be glad to listen.
Did you read the paper tonight, Stan?
No, Pop.
There's going to be a war. A terrible war, Stanley.
I know, Pop.
The biggest war this world has ever seen, and it frightens me. We're still not over the last one yet, and already they're starting another one.
We don't talk about it much around the store. Mr. Stroheim being German and all.
My brother Michael was killed in the last war. I told you that.
He showed me his picture in uniform.
He was 19 years old. The day he left, didn't look any older than Eugene. He was killed the second week being overseas.
I know.
They wouldn't take me because I was 16. Both parents were dead. Lived with my Aunt Rose and Uncle Maury. They had 2 sons in the Navy, both of them wounded, both of them decorated.
Uncle Leon and Uncle Paul, right?
My brother would have been 45 years old this month. He was a handsome boy, good athlete, good dancer, good everything. I idolized him like Eugene idolizes you.
No, he doesn't.
Believe me, he does. I hear him outside talking with his friends. My brother this, my brother that. Brothers can talk to each other the way fathers and sons never do. I never knew a thing about girls until my brother taught me. Isn't that how it is with you and Eugene?
I'd tell him a few things.
That's good. I'm glad you two are so close. I missed all that when Michael went away. That's why I'm glad you didn't do anything foolish last night. I was afraid you might run away. I hear you and Eugene talking about the Army sometimes. That day will come soon enough, I'm afraid.
I did think about it. It was on my mind.
Stanley, there's nothing you could ever do that was so bad that I couldn't forgive you. I know why you gambled. I know how terrible you feel. It was foolish, you know that already. I lost plenty of money gambling in my time. I know what it's like.
You did?
You're so surprised? You think your father's a perfect human being? Someday I'll tell you some other things I did that wasn't so perfect, not even your mother knows. If you grow up thinking I was perfect, you'll hate yourself for every mistake you make. Don't be so hard on yourself, Stanley. It's what you got a mother and father to do.
You're not hard on me. You're always fair.
I try to be. You're a good son, Stanley. You don't even realize it. There's men in my cutting room who haven't spoken to their sons in 5-6 years. Boys who have no respect for anyone, including themselves. Never worked a day in their life or brought their parents a day's pleasure. Thank God I could never say that about you, Stanley.
Gambled $17 away and you're saying how terrific I am?
Hey, wait a minute. Don't get the wrong idea. If you'd been home last night when your mother told me, I would have thrown you and your clothing out the window. Today I'm calmer. Today I read the newspaper. Today I'm afraid for all of us.
I understand.
After dinner tonight, you go apologize to your mother and give her the $3.
I will.
And apologize to your Aunt Blanche. She was worried about you too.
I will.
And you have your brother to thank as well. He came into my room this afternoon and told me how badly you felt. He was also tears himself. The way he pleaded your case, I thought I had Clarence Darrow in the room.
Eugene's a terrific kid.
All right. Go wash up and get ready for dinner. Tonight, you and I are going to go in the backyard and I'm going to teach you how to play poker.
Terrific.
Is Eugene back yet?
No, Mom.
You look tired. Did you get any sleep?
I got enough. I slept at a friend's house. Can I talk to you after dinner tonight?
Where am I going? To a nightclub?
I'm gonna wash up and I'll be right down.
Stanley, you didn't join anything, did you?
No, Mom.
You've got time yet. The family's growing up fast enough.
Yes, Mom.
It's all right. Everything's all right.
Who said it wasn't? Didn't I say he'd be home? Lori, call your sister. Time to set the table.
I just broke the world's record degree blunts. Next year, I'll be in the grocery store Olympics. Mail for you.
Is that my sweet cream?
Never spilled a drop. The perfect run. Where's Stanley?
He's cleaning up. Oh my God, I have jury duty next week. So, back with the family?
Yeah, everything's great.
Terrific. Want to take a walk on the boardwalk tonight? See what's doing?
Not tonight. I'm busy.
Doing what?
I'm playing poker.
Poker! Are you serious?
Tonight, right after dinner.
Please.
I swear to God, I have a poker game tonight.
Stanley, you're crazy. You're genuinely crazy. If you lose, I'm not sticking up for you this time.
If you don't tell anybody, give you a present.
What kind of present?
You gonna tell?
No? What's my present?
Here, for you. Don't leave it lying around.
What is it?
Open it slowly. Slower than that. Close your eyes. Now look.
Oh my gosh, she's naked. You can see everything.
Anything like that.
I can't believe I'm looking at this. Who is she?
She's French. That's how all the women look in Paris.
You mean somebody actually posed for this? She just laid there with some guy took a picture?
Lori, Nora, time for dinner.
Belongs to the guy who still owes me $2.50. You can keep it till he pays me
Don't
back.
take the money. Let him keep it for a while.
That's my appreciation for being a good buddy.
Anytime you need help, just ask.
Put it in a safe spot. Come on, it's dinner.
In a minute. I'll be down in a minute.
Kate! 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 Where's Kate? Kate! Kate!
Running. You're always
Kate!
running.
It's a letter from one. My cousin Sholem got out of Poland. They're free, Kate!
Thank God.
They're free. His wife, his mother, all 4 children. They're sailing for New York tomorrow. They'll be here in a week.
A week? They speak English?
I don't think so. A few words, maybe. They had to sell everything. They said the only one they could carry.
Where'll they stay?
I'll have to discuss it with the family. Some with Uncle Leon, Uncle
With
Paul.
us, we can put some beds in the dining room. It's easier to eat in the kitchen anyway.
The little ones can sleep with Lorian. Nora, you can sleep with me, can't you, dear?
Of course,
Don't
Mama.
worry about money, Pop. I'll keep extra strong for that race tomorrow.
They got out. That's all that's important. They got out.
Eugene, we're all waiting for you.
In a minute, I had to write something down. October the 2nd, 6:25 p.m. I'm gonna make this day in the life of Eugene Morris Thoreau. I have seen the Golden Palace in the Himalayas. Puberty is over. Onwards and upwards.